Hello everyone, today I will come up with you guys about the 7th episode in the series The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. This one was talked about like when Jeffrey's dad Frank and his brother Gary, after a long time of being unemployed, just decided to move to his brother's house and just settle down here. Jeffrey's dad, Frank, just keep encouraging him to find a new job and to move out because the idea of like settling in our brother's house is not seems to be a very good idea also for Jeffrey because Gary just concerned a lot about like playing video games and sleeping in the living room, which means that like Jeffrey will not be able to ever hang out there. Also, sometimes like Gary was allowed to touch some core without asking Jeffrey for permission. During this time, the Jeffrey's school just opened a competition, like a marathon competition, so that if they won, the principals may think about like equipping some new equipments for the school's toilet. Actually, at first, Jeffrey was invited, but then he just asked Rolly if like he could replace him, and Rolly just said yes. That's when Rolly just claimed the first prize because no one could beat him in running. But like after a few days, the principals just informed that there will be no new equipments due to the high prices. And Adrian from the council just asked the principal to think about it once more time because like the toilets only for teachers still have those equipments. And after all, there will be one new thing that the students will be allowed to bring their own toilet paper to school. That's when all of the toilet paper war began. So like Jeffrey just realized that anything that they wanna use, they will have to pay it themselves without any support. That's when some teachers and students just open a fundraising so that they can like raise the money for other poor students. Also, during this time too, Jeffrey just wanted to find a new girlfriend. He just tried several ways, including the advice from Gary, like to put on the cooler clothes or act like we are well-liked boy, but it seems to be really useless. So Jeffrey just asked Rolly if there are any girls that are available at that time, and fortunately there are one. They just invited her to a dancing party where she met his current boyfriend. Like I didn't understand this because like Rolly said that he is available, but in the dancing party, she still met his current boyfriend showing up with other girls, which just broke her heart, and that's when she just fell in love with Rolly. So after all, Rolly and that girl became a new couple, but like Jeffrey was still alone all of that time. You know, in this story, this mentioned about three main problems. The first one is about the stress of being a man. Like we not only have to care about our own family, we will also have to take care of other people, including our brother, who seems to be a very useless guy and have no money, no job, nothing. So, but Jeffrey's dad still have to look after him. The second one is about the two problems that any students in Vietnam or other countries have to face every day. The first one is when we are like need to go to the toilet is usually a nightmare because like the toilets are usually unclean, and also it is kind of a lack of privacy there. The second one is like the students at the age of like 13 to 15 is when we are just concerned too much on beginning or starting a new relationship. That's like kind of a very common kind of a very common issues that I think a lot of students have to face and have to solve nearly every day. So I think that's like this episode is quite interesting, I must say. And like all the times, Jeff Kinney just mentioned about a lot of popular kind of problems related to the families and related to friends and schools, which I think like maybe we have already experienced too, which is maybe the most impression in this whole series in general, and also in this episode, the third wheel.